class. Next about lesson 2, chapter 2, that is unit 2, medieval India and political transition. Second important lesson of history part, that is medieval and India and political transition. That first question, which period is called as transitional period? Important question. Which period is famously called as the period of transition or transitional period? Second, the second half of 12th century, and the first half of 13th century is famously called as the period of transition or transitional period. So this period is famously called as transitional period. Why this period is called as transitional period? Because the period, that is ancient period, was changed into medieval period. Here India entered medieval period from ancient period. So this century onwards, 12th century, that is the second half of the 12th century and first half of the 13th century, the important event that took place in the history of India, that is called as the transitional period, that the period that entry of India, that is from ancient period to the medieval period. So this period is famously called as medieval period. So remember, this period is famously called as medieval period. Next, what is multi-state political system? Multi means many, more, isn't it? So then what do you mean by multi-state political system? The rule of small kings. The rule of small kings. The rule of small kings. The rule of small kings is called as a multi-state political system. Multi-state political system. So what do you mean by multi-state political system? The rule by small kings or the rule of small kings is called as multi-state political system, and the best example is Rajput dynasties. The rule by Rajput dynasties or the rule of Rajput dynasties was the best example for the multi-state political system. Remember, the best example for multi-state political system is the rule of Rajput dynasties. So what is multi-state political system? Rule of smaller kings. Next, name the important Rajput dynasties. Name the important Rajput dynasties. The important Rajput dynasties that rule over India. One is Gurjara, Pratiharas, Gurjara Pratiharas. Second one is Chandelas of Bundelkhand. Chandelas of Bundelkhand. Chandelas of Bundelkhand. Next, Garhwalas. Next, Solankis. And last one is Paramaras. So important Rajput dynasties that ruled India, especially they ruled western and northern part of India. Rajputs ruled western and northern part of India. The important dynasties were first one Gurjara Pratiharas, second one, Chandelas of Bundelkhand. Third one, Garhwalas. Next, Solankis. And the last one is Paramaras. So next, related to this, who was before that, were the famous kings of Rajput dynasty, or name the famous kings of Rajput dynasty. Prithviraj Chauhan III. Prithviraj Chauhan. Third, Prithviraj Chauhan III. Next, Jayachandra Garhwala. Jayachandra from Garhwala dynasty. And next, Garhwala dynasties. And next, Paramaradi Deva. Paramaradi Deva of Paramaradi Deva Chandela or Chandela. So then the same were the famous rulers of who ruled India from the Rajputa dynasty or Rajput dynasties. Let us discuss about these dynasties, about important question. First, who was the founder of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty? Was the founder of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. The founder of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty was Nagabhatta. Nagabhatta was the founder of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. Gurjara Pratihara dynasty, and which was the capital of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. The capital of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty was Kannauj. Kannauj was the capital of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. Then who were the famous rulers of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty? The famous rulers of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. The famous rulers were Mihira Bhoja and Mahendra Pala. Mihira Bhoja and Mahendra Pala were the famous rulers of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. Then who was an Arab traveller visited the court of Mihira Bhoja? Was the famous Arab traveller who visited the court of Mihira Bhoja. Remember important question, that is Suleiman. Suleiman, Arab traveller visited the court of Mihira Bhoja. Visited the court of Mihira Bhoja. Mihira Bhoja. Next was the last weak ruler of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty, Mahipala. Mahipala was the last weak ruler of Gurjara dynasty. Thus, the Gurjara dynasty was declined. Next, who was the founder of Garhwala dynasty? Chandradeva. Chandradeva was the founder of Garhwala dynasty. And which was the capital of Garhwala dynasty? Varanasi was the capital of Garhwala dynasty. Was the founder Chandradeva, and which was the capital? Capital was Varanasi. Next, who was the founder of next dynasty? Palamara dynasty. Gurjara Pratihara dynasty is different. Palamara dynasty is different. Remember, who was the founder of Palamara dynasty? Upendra Krishna Raja. Upendra Krishna Raja. Upendra Krishna Raja was the founder of Paramara dynasty. Paramara dynasty, and they made Dharanagar as their capital. Dharanagar was the capital of Paramara dynasty. Dharanagar became the capital of Paramara dynasty. So next comes Solanki dynasty. Who was the founder of Solanki dynasty? Moola Raja the first. Moola Raja the first was the founder of Solanki dynasty. Founder of Solanki dynasty. Solanki dynasty. The most famous ruler of Solanki dynasty was Bhima the first and Moola Raja the second. The great contribution of Moola Raja the second was he defeated the famous ruler of Ghazni called Muhammad of Ghazni. Muhammad of Ghazni was defeated in the hands of Moola Raja II at Mount Abu. So that was a great contribution of Moola Raja II. Remember, was the Rajput ruler defeated Muhammad Ghazni at Mount Abu, Moola Raja II. The last weak ruler was Karnadeva, who was the last weak ruler of Solanki dynasty. Karnadeva, during that period, Alauddin Khilji sent his military general to defeat the rulers of Rajputa dynasty of Solanki dynasty, that is Ulugh Khan and Nusrat Khan. Ulugh Khan and Nusrat Khan were two military generals of Alauddin Khilji sent to Solanki dynasty to defeat the Rajputa rulers. So they came and defeated Solanki ruler, the last weak ruler called Karnadeva. Karnadeva was defeated by Karnadeva. Last ruler was defeated by the military generals of Alauddin Khilji. Alauddin Khilji. Who were they? Who are the military generals of Alauddin Khilji? One is Ulugh Khan, one more is Nusrat Khan. In this way, Solanki dynasty came under the control of Delhi Sultans. Next, who was the most famous king of Chandelas of Bundelkhand? Danga was the most important and famous ruler of Chandelas of Bundelkhand. Among all these dynasty, here the most important ruler of who are the famous rulers of Rajputa dynasty. The famous rulers of Rajputa, that is this dynasty, Chandela dynasty. One is Ajaya Raja, one more is Vigraha Raja IV and Prithvi Raja III. The most famous rulers of the Rajput dynasty belong to Chauhan dynasty. The famous dynasty that ruled India, that ruled the northern part of India, north and the western part of India, Chauhan dynasty. Among that famous one is Prithviraj Chauhan III, who was the famous ruler of Rajput dynasty, Prithviraj Chauhan. Prithviraj Chauhan the third. Prithviraj Chauhan the third was the famous ruler of India as well as the famous ruler of Rajputa dynasty. His great contribution was, his great achievement was Battle of Tehri. So during this period, during the period of Prithviraj Chauhan, two battles broke out between Muhammad Ghori and Prithviraj Chauhan at a place called Tehri. So that battle was famously called as First Battle of Tehri and the Second Battle of Tehri. The battle was broke out at a place called Tehri. So the battle was famously called as the First Battle of Tehri and the Second Battle of Tehri. In the First Battle of Tehri, that was broke out in the year 1191. The Second Battle of Tehri was broke out in the year 1192. So in the First Battle of Terrain. Here, Prithviraj Chauhan was successful in defeating Muhammad Ghori. Muhammad Ghori was completely defeated in first Battle of Terrain that was broke out in the year 1191 Common Era. So very next year once again he attacked, that is in the year 1192 at the same place called Terrain. A decisive battle was broke out between Muhammad Ghori and Prithviraj Chauhan. In this war, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated and he was finally killed by him. So this is about the Rajputa dynasties. So important dynasties. First one is Gujjara Pratihara dynasty, Garhwala dynasty, Solanki dynasty, Chandelas, Chauhans. So among all the dynasties, Chauhan dynasty was very famous and the famous ruler was Prithviraj Chauhan. Prithviraj Chauhan III was very famous because his great contribution was repelled the attack of Afghan, that is Muhammad Ghori. So Muhammad of Ghori is famously called as Muhammad Ghori, was defeated. In this way he protected India from the hands of Arab invasion. But in second battle, that is in second battle of Terrain, 1192, he was himself defeated and he was killed. So this much about Rajputa dynasty. Remember, only this much for Rajput dynasty, remaining the contribution that is not there for your study. So again and again I am not repeating for the Rajput dynasty, only this much. Next comes that is Delhi Sultans, only about the political history, not about the contributions. Dear students, welcome to the class. In our previous class we discussed about the first part of a second lesson, that is chapter 2. Medieval India and political transition. Today we are going to discuss about Delhi Sultans. The important points related to Delhi Sultans. So, first question related to Delhi Sultans. Name the dynasties of Delhi Sultans. The important dynasties that ruled Delhi, that is first one is Ghulam dynasty. The first question related Sultans of Delhi. Name the dynasties of Delhi Sultans. Dynasties of Delhi Sultans. Delhi Sultans. Under that first comes Ghulam dynasty or slave dynasty. Slave dynasty. Second one is Khilji dynasty. Khilji dynasty. Khilji dynasty. Third one is Tughlaq dynasty. Tughlaq dynasty. Fourth one is Sayyid dynasty. Sayyid dynasty. And last one is Lodi dynasty. Last one is Lodi dynasties. Total 5 dynasties ruled over Delhi. So these dynasties were famously called as Sultans of Delhi or dynasties of Delhi Sultans or Delhi Sultanates. The first dynasty, slave dynasty, or it is also called as Ghulam dynasty, slave dynasty or Ghulam dynasty, that is one and the same. Second one is Khilji dynasty. Third one Tughlaq dynasty. Fourth one Sayyid dynasty. And last one is Lodi dynasty. Next question. Who was the founder of Ghulam dynasty or slave dynasty? The founder of Ghulam dynasty or slave dynasty. Founder of slave dynasty or Ghulam dynasty was Qutbuddin Aibak. Qutbuddin Aibak. Qutbuddin Aibak was the founder of Ghulam dynasty. He was the military general of Muhammad Ghori. So after invading India, Muhammad Ghori appointed Qutbuddin Aibak as to the governor of Delhi to look after the administration of Delhi. In this way, the Delhi Sultan's rule was started in India. India, and the first Sultan of India or the first Sultan of Delhi was Qutbuddin Aibak, and he was a founder of Ghulam dynasty or slave dynasty because he was a slave of Muhammad Ghori. That's why his dynasty was famously called as slave dynasty. Next, name the famous rulers of Ghulam dynasty. Who were the famous rulers of Ghulam dynasty? The famous rulers of Ghulam dynasty. Famous rulers or sultans of Ghulam dynasty or slave dynasty. One and the same, remember, slave dynasty were, first one already we discussed, Qutbuddin Aibak. Qutbuddin Aibak. Qutbuddin Aibak. Next, Iltutmish. Next, third one, Razia Sultana and Ghiyasuddin Balban. Who were the famous rulers of Ghulam dynasty or slave dynasty? First one, Qutbuddin Aibak. Second one, Iltutmish. Next, Razia Sultana, and last famous ruler was Balban or Ghiyasuddin Balban. Next question. Who built Kawat al-Islam Mosque in Delhi? The famous mosque was built at Delhi. So that is Kawat al-Islam. Next question. Who built the famous mosque called Kawat al-Islam? And this mosque was built by Qutbuddin Aibak. The famous mosque, that is Kawat al-Islam Mosque of Delhi, that was built by, so remember, this is the mosque, it was built at Delhi. Mosque at Delhi, it was built by Qutbuddin Aibak. And one more great contribution of Qutbuddin Aibak to art and architecture, that is construction of Qutub Minar. Qutub Minar was constructed by Qutbuddin Aibak. Next question. Who was the Delhi Sultan? Belonged to Ilbari family and a slave of Qutbuddin. So after Qutbuddin Aibak, who became the Sultan of Delhi and belonged to which family? So remember here, after the death of Qutbuddin Aibak, he was succeeded by his slave called Iltutmish. He belonged to Ilbari family. Iltutmish was the slave of Qutbuddin Aibak. He was a slave of Aibak. He was the slave of Aibak and belonged to Ilbari family. Who was the next famous Sultan of Delhi? So after the death of Qutbuddin Aibak, he was succeeded by his slave called Iltutmish. He was belonged to Ilbari family. So next important question. Sixth one. Who could not tolerate the ascendance of Iltutmish as the Sultan of Delhi? So here, when Iltutmish became the Sultan of Delhi, it was not tolerated by some officials or the chiefs. Who are they? That is, one is Tajuddin Eldos. Tajuddin Eldos of Ghazni. Tajuddin Eldos of Ghazni. Z dot J, one and the same here, Ghazni. And one more is Nasiruddin Kabacha. Nasiruddin Kabacha. Nasiruddin Kabacha of Sindh. The chief or the governors of Ghazni, one is Tajuddin Eldos and one more is the governor of Sindh called Nasiruddin Kabacha were not tolerated the ascendance of Iltutmish as the Sultan of Delhi. But finally these were defeated by in the hands of Iltutmish and the Caliph was declared Iltutmish as the ruler of Delhi. So that is about Iltutmish and his opposition to become the emperor or the Sultan of Delhi. Next, about important questions related to the administration of Iltutmish. What was the great contribution of Iltutmish to the administration? Here, Iltutmish divided related to the administration of Iltutmish, he divided his kingdom into Iqtas. Or it also called as provinces. Iqtas or provinces, and the administration of Iqtas or provinces were looked after by Iqdas. Iqdas were appointed to look after the administration of Iqtas or the provinces or the provincial administrators or the provincial officers. So remember, the whole kingdom was divided into Iqtas or provinces during the period of Iltutmish, and the administration of these Iqtas were looked after by provincial officers were called as Iqtidars. That is about the administration, and also he appointed a group of 40, that is 40 Sardars to help him in his administrative activities. In order to help the Sultan in its administrative activities, Iltutmish appointed 40 Sardars. Remember, Sardars group was famously called as 40. What is 40? That is a group of Sardars. Appointed by Iltutmish to support in the administrative activities, and also he appointed Prime Minister and judges to advise him in day-to-day administration. Prime Minister and judges were also appointed. Prime Minister and judges were also appointed to look after the administration, to advise the king in the administration affairs or in the administrative matters. And related to the administration of Iltutmish, he brought gold and silver coin in circulation. Gold and silver coins in the circulation. So this much about the administration of Iltutmish. Next, who completed the construction of Qutub Minar? So I told that Qutub Minar was constructed by the work was started by Qutbuddin Aibak, and this work was completed by the construction work was completed by Iltutmish. So it was constructed by, the work started by Qutbuddin Aibak, but it was completed by Iltutmish. So this much about Iltutmish. Next, who was the first woman to ascend throne of Delhi Sultans? So important question. Razia Sultana. Already you know about this answer. That is Razia Sultana. Razia Sultana. Or Begum Razia Sultana or Razia Begum or Begum Razia Sultana. Everything is one and the same. Begum Razia Sultana was the first woman to ascend the throne of Delhi Sultanate. Throne of Delhi. So whatever discussed here in the class in revision, so you have to write down in your notebook, not only listening. So remember, you have to write down all the points. Again, I am not repeating these points once again. So remember, because this is just now midterm examination, once again you will get annual. For annual exam, again you will get everything. That's why whatever discussed now, that point you have to write in a revision book. That you have to maintain, not writing in a sheet of paper, write in a notes or in a revision book and maintain that book, keep it in proper condition, keep it in a proper condition. Understood? So next, who was Balban? Here after Razia Sultana, here Iltutmish was succeeded by his daughter Razia Begum or Begum Razia Sultana. But her popularity was not tolerated by the members or the officials. Finally, they made a plan and Razia Sultana was killed. So after Razia Sultana, she was succeeded by one more, the famous Ghulam or slave of Iltutmish was that is Ghiyasuddin Balban. Who was Balban? Then who was Balban? Ghiyasuddin Balban or Balban, one and the same. Ghiyasuddin Balban was a slave of Iltutmish. Ghiyasuddin Balban. Ghiyasuddin Balban was a slave of Iltutmish. After Razia Sultana was succeeded by whom? Ghiyasuddin Balban. He was a famous ruler of slave dynasty or Ghulam dynasty. Who was Balban? He was slave of Iltutmish. Next, who declared himself as the representative of the god? That is Balban. Balban declared himself as representative of God. The representative of gods. Remember who was Balban? Balban was the slave of Iltutmish and he was declared himself as the representative of the god. And here he became the absolute ruler or the absolute monarchy of sultans of Delhi. Absolute monarchy or the absolute ruler of sultans of Delhi. Next, related to this question, who was the last ruler of slave dynasty? Qaitubad. The last ruler of slave dynasty is Qaitubad. So here, after he was a very weak ruler, thus he was defeated and killed, thus ended the rule of slave dynasty. So this much about the important questions related to the slave dynasty.